All right.
Okay. Hello, guys, Dirty Cleats podcast fans. This is the Dirty Cleats podcast coming to you from my family room, well, bedroom, whatever you want to call it, in Brian's bedroom. We're kind of hanging out today and wanting to talk about a little NBA Finals. What do you got for me, Crazy?
Well, I was watching the game 2 the other night, and I honestly think Boston has this series. I think they're going to probably win in 5 games.
Wow, really?
Well, here's why. Because, Boston's defense has been really good. They went – just for them to win the game 2 was kind of amazing, because I know one time when I was watching game 2 that they went 4 for 28 or 5 for 28 at the 3-point line, and they still won. And they won by at least 6 points.
That is big, yeah.
So, if you can do that and still win – and then plus, I think Luka's banged up. He's got, I think, like a knee injury, knee issue.
He's got knee, I think it's a shin or ankle, yeah.
He's got a lot of things going on. So, and with Kyrie not really turning it on, I really think with Kyrie, a lot of it, Boston's in his head because he used to play there, and he wants to try to show up the Boston fans and the team of the Boston Celtics themselves. So I think that's hurting the team. I do like some of the players. I do like a lot of the players on Dallas. One of my favorites is the rookie they got. Is it Derek? I think it's Derek.
Oh, yeah, Light from Duke. Yeah, Derek Light.
I like him a lot. He's young.
Good player.
But he hustles. He plays good. He plays pretty good defense. He's got a decent offensive set of plays, and he can score. But honestly, I think with Boston, it's just they got too much depth on their team, and they play excellent defense. You got Porzingis.
So you're taking Boston in 5, you said?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
My heart wants to say one, my head wants to say another, and then my heart wants to say the other one again. So I'm going to say this. I think legitimately, if Boston does win, like I told you, I think they're probably the favorite to win it, obviously. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to take at least 6 games. I can't see them going in there and wrapping it up in 5. I personally don't see that happening. My heart is telling me some weird way Game 7 is going to come down to a last-second shot, and Kyrie will beat the Boston in Boston for a total redemption.
So how is it? So, make sure I got this right. So now they go to Dallas for 2 games, right?
Yeah. It's now a 2-2-1-1-1 format. 2-2-1-1-1. It would be Dallas for 2, back to Boston, Dallas again in 6, and back in Boston for Game 7 if it happens.
Yeah, I could see. Honestly, I could see Dallas taking one of the games in Dallas, and then Boston.
I could see him taking both of them. I could actually see Dallas losing one of them and still winning 2 out of 3 in Boston. That's why it's 7. Anybody's game, really.
Yeah.
I don't think Boston can win it to at least 6 games.
Tim.
If they're gonna win it,
Tim.
What?
I was talking.
Oh, and
we talked about this. We talked about this a little bit. Okay. Though I don't have much to say about it, but I believe Boston will pull it off in 5 games. I think the home court advantage in Boston is a big deal. I think it's in Kyrie's head, and I think the injuries to Luka is what's going to hurt the team. Also, he can't do it all, man. So
No, he can't. Nobody can do it all. But I'll tell you, Luka's like Curry. He can get you from wherever.
Yeah. I know.
If his defense was even average, he'd be the best player on the planet. His offense is just that damn good. But they're going to need it.
Yeah. Kyrie's okay, but Luka, like I said, Luka can't do it all.
My thought process on this, because I know we're just really kind of touching on the finals, and we're going to try to wrap it up quicker today. Honestly, and I'm going to say this, I've said this before too, I think LeBron's going to Dallas next year. And I'll tell you why. There's 2 reasons. Number 1, he can join Kyrie again and Luka and the nucleus, and his son will get more playing time there than he would in L.A. I think LeBron will end up a Maverick. I really believe that.
I don't think so. And here's why. Okay. His family is now, they've been there for 3 or 4 years now?
4 years maybe, something like that.
4 years with the Lakers. He's got so many business interests in L.A. as far as production companies, Clutch Sports, all this stuff. And his family mean, he's 39. He'll be 40 years old soon.
Yeah, December 30th.
Yeah, you get to a point, I think, when you get older and your family and your kids are grown, that you want to have a sense of roots. And I can't see him.
Oh wait, you're talking.
I can't see him wanting to uproot his family or even uproot himself when he has all this interest and his family in LA. He still has kids in school. As far as his son, excuse me, playing on the same team, playing on the same team as him, I don't really see that as a possibility. I mean, to me, that would be dumb for any team to just pick his son, because if we pick his son, LeBron will come there. I mean, you're catering to some guy he's still great, but I mean, he's old. So, I mean. But
then, is it my turn to talk yet?
Yeah, go ahead.
But then, Bronny, with that fact being said, is going to get better by playing with his dad and having the experience. So, with Luka there and Kyrie there and a family there, I really believe it might happen.
Mm-hmm. Can they afford him, though? Because LeBron's not cheap.
Well, I mean, Cuban's the owner, so they can probably afford a lot. You know, LeBron would probably take a pay cut just to have him play with the son for a year.
I can't see him doing that.
And they could possibly win the title. They're already in the finals. Why would they could win the title, you know?
I can't see him doing that. I mean, he's not – I don't think in his career – I don't think he's gone anywhere and taken a pay cut.
But I don't think – but the amount of money he has, I don't think he wants to skip on playing with Bronny for a year or two. I really don't. I think that's more important to him.
I don't know if it's more important for him to play with his son or him to really say he wants to play for his son so his son gets drafted. You know what I mean?
That's a true thing, too. You could be right. I don't know.
Because, I mean, from what I've seen as far as draft prospects, he's not even in the first – he's not even mocked or in any mock drafts that I've seen to be in the first round. He's more of a second round talent.
Right, but then you got to remember, is he going to play in LA at that point then either? Is he getting a lot of playing time in LA? I don't know. You don't know.
He's got to get drafted by them. I mean, he could get drafted by anybody. I could see him getting drafted by someone like in San Antonio in the second round, possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me would be a good ideal spot for him. It's not a hype spot. It's not like a big town. It's not a big city. You got Greg Popovich there, the coach who.
Well, yeah, LeBron could go there and end up making them a super team for a year or two. Especially with Victor Wembanyama. I mean, why not? That's what I'm saying about Dallas. Like, it just depends on who the guys are and whether it's a fit.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I think people – I mean, the man's 39 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know many 39-year-olds that –
You know what other team makes a lot of sense when you think about it? Is the Sacramento Kings. Because they're already good and young, and Bronny would develop, and that's not far from Los Angeles.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I just don't – I just think – I don't think Bronny's that good. Honestly, I think
you got to give him learn from his dad. I mean, you learned from your dad, and you turned out all right.
Yeah, but is he getting drafted in the league because his dad or his?
I honestly don't think so. I think he'll be better. He's young. He's young. Definitely athletic.
Yeah, I don't know.
If I knew I had a chance to develop a player whose son was the best player, one of the best players of all time, and that best player of all time would come with me for a year or two, I would do it. I'm sorry. I would do it.
But, I mean, yeah, it's possible, but I just don't.
I guess the bottom line is I don't see him staying a Laker anymore. I don't.
I think he has too many interests. I think that's where he's going to finish his career, and I don't see him moving anywhere else.
But you got to remember, he left Cleveland and went back to Cleveland, so he could always leave the Lakers and just call it a quits after playing for like Sacramento or Golden State, and then just stay in California and then call it a day.
But at that point, is he going to play till he's 50 years old? Though I mean, he's only got.
I think he can play a couple more years at least, 2 or 3.
I've watched enough basketball over my lifetime to see that at a certain age you start to break down. All the greats, it doesn't matter who it is.
What is his career points at anyway right now? Is it
I know he's number one all time.
He's over 40,000. So if he plays for like 3 more seasons, he can hit 50,000 and nobody will ever catch him.
I don't think anybody's going to catch him now.
Right, but I don't think anybody will be able to say I got 50,000 points. You know what I mean?
because the way the NBA goes, you got load management. You got a lot of guys that sit for longer games.
And you got a 3-point. You got a 3-point line.
Well, he's had the 3-point line since he's started playing. So I mean, that's irrelevant. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean compared to like Wilt and them that didn't have the 3-point line.
No, I get
Bill
it.
Russell and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying, but yeah. So I don't know. I honestly think he's just going to stay in LA, but I could be wrong.
Well, we'll see. You could be wrong, and I could be wrong too. You know.
We'll see what happens. I don't know, but
I would just take a chance on his son, knowing that I would have him for just a little while, and his son could learn. I would do it honestly.
I think there's better talent to draft, honestly.
But you never know. I mean, think about how many guys in any sport that just gets passed on. I remember a guy in the 6th round of the NFL draft that became the best quarterback of all time.
Yeah, but that's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It doesn't happen very often.
No, not necessarily. Charles Davis was a 6th round pick, too, and he turned out all right.
He turned out okay for a few seasons. The injuries got him, too, though. So, I mean,
right. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. You never know who's going to get hurt.
I mean, you don't. I mean, you're right, but, like, it's not really something that happens a lot. Like, yeah, you got your Brock Purdy's and stuff like that happen. More than likely, some of the late round receivers that get drafted are really good too, but it doesn't happen very often. Like an all-time great like Tom Brady, that's like a unicorn.
But here's the thing. Like Ken Griffey Jr., he was better than his dad over the course of his career. His dad was pretty good, right? And usually there's a lot of guys like Michael Jordan whose sons didn't make the NBA, but they were good, you know? So if this guy, if Bronny puts a lot of work in and learns from LeBron and goes to a team where he's going to get some playing time, he's going to turn out all right.
Yeah, but he's not going to be as good as his dad. That's not going to happen.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm telling you right now. I'm getting his rookie card for sure because he's going to be worth some money.
Maybe because of name, but I don't think because of talent.
Well, we'll see.
All right, we'll see.
Only time will tell.
All right, well, we kind of hugging on this topic a little long, but where do you want to talk about next?
Well, whenever you want to cut it, I'm ready. I mean, it was NBA Finals, unless you want to talk about something that's an interesting fact that I found out today.
What's that?
No team in the NFL has ever run the Bird Gauntlet because of your Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay. What's the Bird Gauntlet?
Bird Gauntlet means you have to beat every Bird team in the NFL in one single season, which will be Arizona Cardinals, Seattle Seahawks, Baltimore Ravens, Philadelphia Eagles, and the Atlanta Falcons. Nobody's ever done. Baltimore's been in the league when they relocated from Cleveland down to Baltimore to become the Ravens since 1996, and no one has ever done that.
But how many teams? So to have the Bird
Here,
Gauntlet,
let me show you real quick. I got a little mouse pad that has all the teams on it.
No, I get it. But what I'm saying is, how many times has the schedule lined up to where a team plays?
Every one of them? I don't know. I didn't look that up. I don't know for sure. It happens usually to like 1 or 2 teams a year.
Gotcha.
So it's a big stat. I mean, and the cat teams are the Panthers, Bengals, Lions, and then there's one other one. Who am I missing? Jaguars.
Gotcha. Huh.
Now that one they probably beat them all. You got some teams that aren't really that very good, you know.
It's interesting. It's an interesting theory. I mean, it'd be cool to see it happen. But
because whoever did it, nobody will probably ever do it again. I mean, because the Eagles are good, Atlanta's competitive. You know, you got to get those teams on a down year. You know.
I got you. But yeah, like I don't know. Definitely, Atlanta's definitely better this year. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think they're going to be really good. They're going to win this, and that's almost without even putting their team on the field. That's kind of sad for the rest of the NFC South, you know.
Do you think Cousins will be ready then for the season?
Well, I don't know. They got Michael Penix.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, they got 2 good quarterbacks. I actually think it was kind of smart to do that.
No, I think it was too.
In case he gets hurt. If you got a premium quarterback that only has to sit for 3 or 4 years, what happens in Green Bay all the time? They turn out all right.
Mm-hmm. And plus, you got an older quarterback that could possibly get hurt again. So,
do you think that Jordan Love will be as good as Aaron Rodgers was?
Do what now?
Do you think Jordan Love will be as good as Aaron Rodgers? What are you doing over there? It's a podcast. This is live here.
I'm turning off my my sound on my phone because it keeps on going off. I
I mean, you know how Rodgers backed up Favre, and he was actually probably better than Favre. Do you think Love will be better than both of them? They got a lot of weapons. I mean, they got a lot of weapons.
They do. I think he could be good, but like Aaron Rodgers really only won one Super Bowl, though. I mean,
right?
He won some MVP.
But do you measure it by the MVP, Super Bowls, or how good your team's been? What do you measure it by? If you're going with that, then Tom Brady's the best quarterback that ever lived. But honestly, in my opinion, he's not. I mean, that's Joe Montana.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe. Or, Dan Marino, and he didn't even win any of them.
I mean, if you go by stats, yeah, but I don't know. With Aaron Rodgers, I mean, okay, going back to the Love Aaron Rodgers thing.
Yeah.
I don't think Love will have as big of a career as Aaron Rodgers, but he'll be enough for them to win some games.
I think they may win the Super Bowl with Love, honestly.
And possibly win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I believe that.
So, but yeah.
But let me just ask you this real quick before we hang this up. Or we can talk about it next week. But that's on the football for right now. Who do you think is the best football player of all time at all positions, in your opinion?
That's a lot of players, man.
Yeah, it's an easy question, though. It's Jerry Rice. If you say no, anybody else besides Jerry Rice, you're wrong. Because Jerry Rice did that with both Montana and Young. Think about that.
Well, what about Walter Payton?
He's still good. He's in the top 5 probably, or definitely top 10, but he's not number 1.
What about Jim Brown? He's like
probably in the top 5. Probably the second best running back in the ever, probably behind Barry Sanders.
I mean,
Barry Sanders was not very big for what he did for the league.
No. Are you a great player because you can play with 2 other quarterbacks, or
Jerry Rice could just catch the ball from anybody. He was just kept score, and the yards after catch was because of Jerry Rice, the Yak they call him, I think. Jerry Rice was just unbelievable, dude. And I'm not a Niner fan at all.
Here's the thing with Jim Brown, though. He broke records with less games than any of those guys.
Right, and that's what I'm talking about. Do you judge it by like the 3-point line with Wilt and Russell or Curry and Bonich? I mean, it's just hard to tell because sport changes and evolves so much. I
mean, honestly, I think people worry too much about greatest of all times because each era of sports is different. So,
you know what? Are we almost ready to wrap it up or what?
We got a couple, man.
Because I just want to say real quick that the best athlete of all time was not even a human being. That was a horse named Secretariat. That's the best athlete of all time. Why do you think? I'm not trying to be funny. He was. Did you ever watch that Belmont 73? He just blew the horses away.
Okay.
Muhammad Ali's got to be up there for sure, man. But I took hits to the head when I had the stroke. So when you take a hit to the head, man, that messes you up.
Yeah, but as a horse, though, is it the horse or is it the jockey?
It's kind of a little bit of both. I don't even know who his jockey was. That's interesting. I have to look that up.
I don't know.
When he won the Belmont, I mean.
I would assume that since he won all those races and won the Triple Crown, that it would probably be the same.
Probably the same guy. I'll have to find out for next week who that was.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So we can share it to our 92 percenters or 93 percenters. You know what that means? The Kelsey's podcast, they say they have 92 percenters, and I know you don't like me talking about them, but it means 92% of them listen to the Kelsey's, and the other 8% listen just for Taylor Swift. At least we got 100%. We got 100 percenters here, though.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I mean,
and you're gonna call me after we're done and say, "Don't talk about them no more." I know.
No,
I was supposed to say that.
No, they've done an amazing job. I just don't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I'd rather us do our own thing instead of having.
We will, but pretty soon people will be watching us and forgetting about them. So they'll have like 90% or 89, something like that. We'll call it the 87 percenters for Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey. Because Travis he picked us number 87 because that's Jason's birth year. So we'll call them the 82 percenters, take their other percent, and we'll be 104 percenters or something like that.
That's too much math for me, man.
It is kind of a lot of math.
I don't know. But yeah. No, I mean, okay, so we kind of talk about the Kelseys a little bit, so we'll talk about it. Yeah, I think they do a great job. And maybe they hear us talking about them, and maybe we're going to mention on their show. That would be great. But man, I mean, I just kind of want us to stand on our own, you know. Like
we do now.
Well, I just
as long as I don't talk about them, you know. Sometimes it slips.
I don't mind talking about them. They're great. I think they're really good.
When I watch them on the New Heights podcast, I look at them and it's like, I don't know if people have ever said this, but it's like you're Jason and I'm Travis. It's almost exactly the same. That's why we work well together, Mr. Critchy.
I've heard it before. But yeah. So, I mean, you guys have seen us a lot this week. We've posted a few videos. We've been getting a lot of views, which is amazing. But hey, if you guys like what you see, please click like when we're posting in our YouTube video. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. Please, we could use some more subscribers. We could use some more eyes on this podcast. We both put a lot of time in. It might not seem like it sometimes, but we put some time and effort into this, and I'm glad the people that are watching and are enjoying it, and we're getting really great feedback. But just continue to support, and we do enjoy having our fans and the feedback.
We do. We really do. Appreciate you guys.
So, but we'll probably get on about the same time next week. Don't know what the topic's going to be yet, but I'm sure me and Tim will talk about it.
I'm going to find out who that jockey was for Secretariat. I told you that.
Well, there we go. And we might talk. We're almost 2 months away from our fantasy football draft. Maybe we'll talk about that.
Getting close. And Brian and I pulled off a trade today. I went down from 7 to 8, and he moved up a spot. Mm-hmm. I got a strategy in mind.
We're a couple months away, so we'll see how it rolls out.
I'm going to take whoever you mess up on.
It doesn't happen very often.
That's what Amanda says. You don't mess up a lot.
No, I try not to. So. But yeah, so maybe that's what we'll talk about next week. And heck, even if you guys, when we post this on our YouTube channel, if you guys have some ideas, throw them out there in the comments. We love to hear from you guys. Any criticism or any thumbs up or
except for ideas? Tim. If you say, Tim, shut up and slow down and stop interrupting Brian, we ignore those comments.
You do.
That's right.
You do, but yeah. Just keep the support coming, guys. We really love it. We really enjoy it. Again, we're going to wrap this up. But again, out to all the fathers, happy Father's Day this Sunday.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. Happy Dog Father's Day for you. And
something like that. Cat Mother's Day. What do you mean, Cat Father's Day?
Cat Father's Day. You got cats and you got dogs.
You said Happy Cat Mother's Day.
No, I thought I said Happy Cat Father's Day.
You said Mother's Day. I'm not a mom, not that I know of yet.
No.
No, seahorses male can actually gives the baby, right?
I have no idea.
Well, if you want to touch on it real quick before we close down, I'll tell you. They do a little courtship dance, and she impregnates him from her little eggs into him. He delivers the baby. I think that's what's happening in my situation.
Okay, well that's great. I'm sure we just freaked out all the parents where the kids watch.
No, it's not kids. Awesome. It's a true story, dude.
I know. But it's all good. So this is us. We've just kind of been all over the place today, but I think it's been a really great show. But you guys have a great day and watch us next week. Have a good day. See you guys.
See you guys.
See you. Bye.